The views and opinions of the hosts and guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the views of the management and staff of Guardian Radio.
Good morning. Prime Minister Davis says Rick Fox sought the PLP nomination just days before he was ratified by the F&M. F&M leader Michael Pintard says former Prime Minister Minnis made an unwise choice. And Bahamar breaks ground on a new $700 million project. It's all straight ahead this morning. I'm Dwight Strachan, and this is Morning Blend.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day. It's the start of a new way. Don't you know that it's the start of the end of the old way. Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day.
Good morning again, Bahamas. It is Thursday, February 12th, 2026. This is Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. Again, I'm Dwight Strachan. In a moment, Laverne Gardner will be joining us. Also this morning, we'll be talking with the Bahamas Development Bank about some new initiatives they have going on. That's all ahead. But first, it's time for the overnight, the latest breaking news from while we're sleeping, and the top national and international headlines this morning. In the overnight, former NBA player Rick Fox, who was ratified by the Free National Movement on February 3rd as its candidate for Garden Hills, had been seeking a PLP nomination just days earlier. That's according to Prime Minister Philip Davis. He was speaking to reporters yesterday. But that's a claim that Rick Fox is denying. The Prime Minister said, quote, Rick Fox did reach out to me seeking to be a PLP standard bearer in this election. And up to 2 or 3 days before he was nominated, he was seeking to get a nomination for either Killarney or Long Island. When asked what he makes of Fox joining the F&M, the Prime Minister said, quote, I make nothing of it. Well, when questioned by the Nassau Guardian last night, Fox said he did not seek a PLP nomination days before he was ratified by the F&M, saying, quote, I will openly share that I submitted an application but did not shop around. I only entertained incoming inquiries. F&M leader Michael Pintard says that former Prime Minister Dr. Hubert Minnis' decision to run as an independent candidate in Killarney is, quote, unwise and regrettable and will put his legacy in jeopardy. Pintard, when asked about Minnis, saying, quote, we are focused on a dynamic slate of candidates. It's regrettable that anyone would put their legacy in jeopardy by going in a direction that shows that when they're in charge, they're prepared to call everybody to make sure that all hands are on deck. When they're not in charge, they're not prepared to support that very work that they contributed to building. Minnis represented Killarney since 2007, but the party ratified Senator Michaela Barnett Ellis as its candidate for the constituency ahead of the next general election, which is due this year. Minnis, though, has maintained that he is intent on representing Killarney. For much of his time as Prime Minister, Minnis, of course, was a polarizing figure by the time he and the F&M were voted out of office in the 2021 general election, which he called nearly a year early. Minnis had become very unpopular, largely due to his government's response to the COVID-19 pandemic and Hurricane Dorian. Construction of Bahamar's new $700 million luxury beachfront resort featuring over 300 guest rooms and 77 residence spaces set to begin today, marking what Bahamar President Graham Davis called confidence in the future of luxury tourism. He said the new beachfront resort branded residence will raise up 30 feet along 12 acres of its iconic Cable Beach coastline. He said once complete, the development will introduce 345 guest rooms and 70 luxury branded residences, expanding Bahamar's overall offering and strengthening their position as a leading luxury destination. A rapist has been jailed for 10 years after he admitted to committing sexual violence against a 38-year-old woman. 62-year-old Ernest Thompson decided to take a plea deal after prosecutors made their opening statements to the jury of 5 men and 4 women. On August 7, 2021, Thompson violently assaulted an acquaintance at her home. Justice Neil Brathwaite imposed the sentence in accordance with the plea agreement. Thompson is not entitled to time off for good behavior due to the nature of the offense. Thompson is currently serving an 18-month sentence for the indecent assault of a 15-year-old girl. He was on the work release scheme before he pleaded guilty. The girl was attending a 2025 New Year's Day Junkanoo parade at Frederick Street with her father when Thompson grabbed the teen's breasts. And in more court news, Supreme Court jury acquitting a stepfather accused of raping his mentally impaired adult stepdaughter and assaulting her with a knife. The 58-year-old man's name has been withheld to protect the identity of the alleged victim. Prosecutors allege that he sexually assaulted the then 27-year-old woman between May 2021 and June 2022, and that he forced her to undress after pressing a knife against her neck on one occasion. The incidents allegedly took place in New Providence. The man who was on remand was acquitted of unlawful sexual intercourse with a person with a mental disorder and assault with a deadly weapon at his trial before Justice Joyanne Ferguson. Prosecutors contended that the young mother lacked the capacity to consent to the sexual encounters. Her boyfriend and the father of her daughter testified that she told him about the sexual assault, and he encouraged her to report the matter to the police. The woman did not testify at the trial, but her statement to the police was admitted into evidence. Overseas, the Cuban peso hitting an all-time low against the U.S. dollar in Cuba's widely used informal market, reflecting a deepening crisis as the Trump administration's restrictions on oil imports further choked the island's economy. The currency hit 500 pesos to the dollar in informal channels, according to the independent news website El Toque. That paper provides regular updates on Cuba's peso. That compares with about 400 last summer. The informal rate, often negotiated on WhatsApp groups and between neighbors who bring cash from the U.S. or Europe, is used far more than the official exchange rates. Despite the government's attempts to exert strict economic control, experts have long used the informal exchange rate as a gauge of the health of the Cuban economy. As the country has spiraled deeper into an economic and energy crisis over the past 5 years, caused in large part by decades of U.S. sanctions on Cuba. And United States Energy Secretary Chris Wright arriving in Venezuela for a first-hand assessment of the country's oil industry, a visit that further asserts the U.S. government's self-appointed role in turning around Venezuela's dilapidated energy sector. Wright met Venezuela's acting president, Delcy Rodriguez, at the Miraflores Presidential Palace in capital Caracas. He's expected to meet with government officials, oil executives, and others during a 3-day visit to the South American country. Wright's visit comes as the administration of U.S. President Donald Trump continues to lift sanctions to allow foreign companies to operate in Venezuela and to help rebuild the nation's most important. It follows last month's law that opened the nation's oil sector to private investment, reversing a tenet of the self-proclaimed socialist movement that has ruled the country for more than 2 decades. And Barbados Prime Minister Mia Mottley winning her third election victory with her Barbados Labour Party sweeping all seats of the island's House of Assembly. That's according to state TV CBC Barbados early today. Mottley's BLP won all 30 seats available, unseating opposition leader Ralph Thorne after the Prime Minister built one of the strongest global profiles of any Caribbean leader and was supported by voters across the country. Reuters reporting that Mottley, surrounded by supporters dressed in red, announcing that Friday would be a public bank holiday. The 60-year-old Prime Minister also promised to take care of Barbados' democracy, which last year celebrated 75 years since people earned the right to vote without owning property. Her party has vowed to continue to focus on the economy, cost of living, and the Caribbean nation's place on the international stage. But the opposition has criticized issues of security and infrastructure, with former opposition leader Thorne saying policy should be focused on Barbadians' domestic priorities.
This is Sports Update.
In sports, once again, the senior boys basketball title in the Bahamas Association of Independent Secondary Schools is headed to Bishop Eldon Drive off Bethel Avenue, home of the St. John's College Giants. Kingsway Academy Saints could claim the same glory for the senior girls title. The Giants' senior boys won a second straight title, outlasting the Charles Saunders Cougars 57-55 in the decisive Game 3 of their championship series at the Candlelights Gym Wednesday. The Saints senior girls earned an even slimmer victory, holding off the Giants 28-27 for their second straight title. The Queen's College Comets won both junior titles as their junior boys completed a two-game sweep of the St. Anne's Blue Waves on Monday, and their junior girls did the same to the Cougars. At 42 years of age, Bahamian super middleweight champion Torino Johnson says he's ready to step back in the ring and possibly revive what was once a promising boxing career. Responding to a challenge from fellow Bahamian boxer Rashield Williams, Johnson said in the squared circle where the super middleweight title of the Bahamas could possibly be on the line. Johnson again, 42. Williams, at 36, is no spring chicken either, but has remained active over the course of his career. Johnson actually turns 42 today, hasn't fought in over 5 years. In his last bout, he suffered a knockout loss to Jaime Munguia of Mexico. And from the NBA, James Harden showing in his first two games with the Cleveland Cavaliers that he can come up with the big shot and key defensive play in the clutch. In his Cleveland home debut, Harden showed that he can be a facilitator as other players on the roster rose to the occasion. Harden had 13 points and 11 assists in 28 minutes in the Cavaliers' 138-113 victory over the Washington Wizards Wednesday night. He was only 1 of 4 from the field, but went 10 of 12 from the foul line. Cleveland fans making Harden immediately feel welcome. The Cavaliers handed out beards on a stick to the sellout crowd, and Harden got a standing ovation when he was introduced in pregame warm-ups. Harden was traded by the LA Clippers to Cleveland on February 3rd. In his Cavaliers debut on February 7th at Sacramento, he scored 17 of his 23 points in the fourth quarter of a 132-126 win over the Kings. That's sports, and that's the overnight. Time for your first look at weather. Your first look at weather brought to you by Star General. A dry air mass reinforced by a deep ridging pattern going to maintain generally pleasant and comfortable conditions across the country today. Meanwhile, a weak cold front approaching the Bahamas may spark some isolated showers through tonight. breezes will gradually ease across the country as the surface ridge weakens over the next few days. For today, there is a moderate risk of rip currents for all coastal Atlantic waters. Beachgoers and swimmers are asked to exercise caution. Your forecast for today, most areas seeing partly to mostly sunny conditions, turning fair tonight. Again, only about a 10% chance of light showers. The southeast Bahamas seeing more of a mix of sun and clouds, turning fair tonight. Winds west-southwest to west-northwest at 10 to 15 knots with occasionally higher gusts, shifting west to northwest at 10 to 15 knots tonight for the extreme northern islands. The rest of the northwest Bahamas, west to northwest at 10 knots or less, falling light and variable at times. For the central islands and the southeast Bahamas, look for variable winds at 10 knots or less, shifting north to northeast at 10 knots or less beginning this afternoon. Temperatures, the gradual warm-up continues. Look for highs in the upper 70s, close to 80, around 25, 26 Celsius. Overnight lows tonight in the mid to upper 50s or low 60s, depending on where you are. So between 15 and 18 Celsius. That's your first look at weather this morning. We'll have your extended outlook coming up in a bit. This weather check brought to you by Star General Insurance Made Simple.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day.
You are listening to Morning Blend. When we come back, we're discussing the day's top stories right here on your home for fresh news and smart talk all day. Guardian Radio 96.9.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day.
Screws and Fasteners World, Balfour Avenue and Palm Beach Street, has those hard-to-find fasteners for you right now. You can find stainless steel regular hex, carriage bolts, galvanized bolts, threaded rods, nails, self-tap screws, sex bolts, anchor bolts, turnbuckles, masonry tools, hand tools, strings. Check out the rope selection and car body fasteners too. Special orders are welcome. It's your #1 fastener store. Screws and Fasteners World, Balfour Avenue and Palm Beach Streets. Call 326-1976.
For over half a century, Hongxi has been reserved only for heads of state and world leaders. It wasn't just a car, it was a privilege. Easy Car Sales is proud to bring that distinguished heritage to the Bahamas. A new era in luxury electric, rooted in absolute prestige. It's for the few who demand freedom from the gas pump and first-class craftsmanship. Visit Easy Car Sales to see if you're ready for a taste of royalty.
Looking to elevate your gadget game or a tech trouble simply slowing you down? Escape to a world of innovation at Custom Computers, your go-to store for the latest cutting-edge tech. Whether you need to upgrade your life with the best from Apple and Windows or your device needs a little TLC, the Custom Computers Know-How Store is the destination for unbeatable expertise and quality repairs. With 2 convenient locations, there's a Custom Computers near you on Patton Street in Palmdale and Caves Village, or call 396-1100.
For fast, reliable, and impactful printing services, look no further. Let Printmasters bring your masterpiece to life. We stand by our quality products that is second to none. Our affordable pricing and friendly, efficient staff makes Printmasters the ultimate choice for all your printing needs. We can deliver any type of printing services, from banners to booklets to business cards. You name it, we can print it.
Let Printmasters bring your masterpiece to life.
Located in the Nassau Guardian Building, telephone 302-2361.
Tired of banks forcing you to use technology to bank the way they want you to? Your convenience is important. So no matter what your banking needs, Commonwealth Bank's friendly staff are always available in branch for that personal one-on-one service. But when you choose Ticking app, offers you state-of-the-art functionality. The choice is yours. Commonwealth Bank. Bank the way you want.
Marco's is so back. Don't think small, think big. The big XL deal at Marco's Pizza is just $16.50. One extra large, one topping pizza you'll love at a great price. Big nights need big pizza. Made with our founder's signature sauce, fresh cheese, and fresh dough. Taste the freshness in every slice. Big slices, big flavor, big value. Order now. MarcosPizzaBahamas.com. Go big tonight with Marco's.
No one likes a fender bender.
Oh, man.
From a little scratch to a full mashup, NUA Insurance has got you covered with auto insurance tailored to fit your needs and budget. For affordable rates with free on-site accident assistance, visit us online or in branch and just ask us. NUA Insurance. Ask us because we've got you covered.
City of Miami Gardens presents JITG Music Fest. Janae Aiko, Ludacris, Ashanti, Nelly, Glorilla, LMA, Maya, Joe, D-Nice and Friends, featuring SWV, Donnell Jones, Case, Sunshine Anderson and Kenny Burns, Isley Brothers, El DeBarge, Stephanie Mills, and so many more. March 7th and 8th, Hard Rock Stadium. Tickets and info at jazzinthegardens.com. Jazzinthegardens.com.
Every day in a busy world, we do CIBC and get that personal touch. Share your ambitions, let us help your dreams come true. At CIBC, you're at the heart of all we do. We're on your side, we're listening, we know the way you feel. CIBC, ambitions made real.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day. It's the start of a new way. Don't you know that it's the start of the end of the old way. Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day.
Welcome back to Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. We are streaming live on GuardianTalkRadio.com and on the Guardian Radio app for smart devices. Also on your televisions on Cable Bahamas Channel 969 and BTC Flow Channel 612. You can tweet us at Morning Blend 969 or Facebook.com/Morning Blend 969. Text us 422-4796. Standard text rate supply. Once again, I'm Dwight Strachan. In a moment, Laverne Gardner will be joining us. Also this morning, we're going to be talking with the Bahamas Development Bank about some of the new programs, some of the new initiatives they have going on. That's coming up in business. But right now, let's get into what else is in the news. And in the news, quite a number of interesting stories in the papers today. We're going to get to the Prime Minister, what he's saying about Rick Fox, and what Rick Fox is saying about the Prime Minister. This is bizarre stuff. Also bizarre is this court story. And I have to read this again because it just, I'm a little confused. Okay, stepdad acquitted of sex assault. Our Artesia Davis writing about this today. So a Supreme Court jury on Wednesday acquitted a stepfather accused of raping his mentally impaired adult stepdaughter while assaulting her with a knife. The 58-year-old man's name has been withheld to protect the identity of the alleged victim. Prompted the then 27-year-old woman between May 2021 and June 2022. And that he forced her to undress after pressing a knife against her neck on one occasion. The incidents allegedly took place in New Providence. The man who was on remand was acquitted of unlawful sexual intercourse with a person with a mental disorder and assault with a deadly weapon at his trial before Justice Joyanne Ferguson. Now, this is where it gets even weirder. Prosecutors contended that the young mother lacked the capacity to consent to the sexual encounter. Okay, her boyfriend and the father of her daughter testified that she told him about the sexual assault and that he encouraged her to report the matter to the police. The woman did not testify at the trial, but her statement to the police was admitted into evidence. The woman said in the statement that her stepfather took advantage of her because she was slow. She told the police that. The accused also described the woman as slow when he denied the allegations during his testimony. What's happening? Is it me? No. Okay. Can anyone make it make sense? Anyway, okay. Wow. There's a lot going on in this place. A lot of unusual things. Very unusual. This is unusual, too. Prime Minister says Fox sought PLP nomination days before he was ratified by the FNM. So our Caitlin Babb writing about this. Former NBA player Rick Fox, who was ratified by the Free National Movement, according to Prime Minister Davis, was seeking a PLP nomination just days before he was ratified. This is what he told reporters yesterday. Take a listen to this, and then we'll get back to the story.
Rick Fox did reach out to me and thinking to be a PLP standard bearer in this election. And as then about 2 or 3 days, up to 2 or 3 days before he was nominated, he was seeking to get a nomination, seeking a nomination for either Kalani or...
You make a move to now join the FNM. Last question.
I make nothing of it.
That's Prime Minister Philip Davis there about Rick Fox. Well, when questioned by the Nassau Guardian last night, Rick Fox said he did not seek a PLP nomination days before he was ratified by the FNM. He said, quote, "I will openly share that I submitted an application for nomination to one party only. I did not shop around. I only entertained incoming inquiries. I am honored to have been selected to serve the people of Garden Hills and the Commonwealth of the Bahamas under the More Fire banner of the Free National Movement." Is that officially? Yes? More fire? Okay. Fox added, quote, "While the PLP focuses on political games, we remain committed to a simple principle. We work for you, not the few." Oh, okay. That's catchy. That means holding my opponent in Garden Hills accountable for 4 years of absence and failed representation. Okay, this is sound like an ad here. Anyway, let's go to, he says, quote, "I am here to fight for Bahamians, not trade gossip. I will not be distracted by noise when the truth and the people are on my side. If the Prime Minister wants to jump the gun and start silly season early, then let me be clear. Ring the bell. We are ready to take back our country and rebuild it because we will work for you, not the few." I like it. I like it. We will work for you, not the few. Fox said he respects the Prime Minister and the office he holds, but will not allow his, quote, "do-fool crew" to drag him into revisionist political theater designed to distract Bahamian citizens from the real issues facing our country. He said, quote, "Brave, the friend and mentor I have known, understands that months ago he encouraged me not to run as an independent." Oh boy. One of the major parties, he said, "My participation in frontline politics was too important to squander independently. I took that guidance seriously. I measured my values and principles carefully. I chose the team that best aligns with them. I made my decision, and I moved forward." After expressing an interest months ago in entering frontline politics, Fox said at the time both the PLP and the FNM were trying to scout him out. In January, he announced in a Facebook post that he will run in the new St. James constituency. After he got the FNM nod for Garden Hills, though, Fox said he ultimately chose the FNM, finding that his vision aligned closely with that of the party and party leader Michael Pintard. After being asked to share his thoughts on Fox's ratification, David said last week that Fox is where he wants to be. Okay, let's get your reaction to that, folks. Do you think the Prime Minister is talking about the right Fox? There's a lot of Foxes in the news. Maybe he misspoke. Or is Rick Fox is an actor. Maybe this is a performance too. Or maybe they're both playing with us. I don't know what's happening here. But what do you make of it? Very interesting things. And it doesn't matter at all. I'm sure it doesn't. But it's very interesting, the things that people will say when a mic is shoved in their face. 323, as I say with the mic shoved in my face, 323-6232, 325-4316, 325-4259. Call us toll free, 242-300-5720. Tweet us, Facebook us, text us. Is somebody confused? Is somebody not telling the truth? What's happening? Caller, let's get to you. What do you say?
Hello.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning, Dwight.
Hi.
Hi, Sparky here.
Hello.
Thanks for taking my calls early this morning, Dwight.
Sure.
I live in Garden Hills, okay? There's always talk about Garden Hills, number one, Garden Hills, number two. It seemed to be on the east and the west side of East Street South. But I live in Pride Estate, and Pride Estate is made up of Pride Estate 1, 2, and 3. Pride Estate 1, 2, and 3 is also part of the constituency of Garden Hills. But they don't ever talk about Pride Estate, and you have to have pride to live in Pride. If you come into Pride Estate from the Neat Darling Highway over Blue Hill Heights, you come down into the valley, and you'll meet one of the most beautiful signs in any government subdivision that I put there no longer than 2 weeks ago. Me and my neighbor behind me. It's a beautiful rendition of the Bahamian flag with the coat of arms in the center of the black triangle, and it says Pride Estate, East and the West. Okay?
Mm-hmm. Are you running for? Okay. Mm-hmm.
Listen, what I'm saying is, I've been given the duty to keep the park and the village clean in Pride Estate, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And what happens is, from the time I had the park, I've been maintained that park and kept it clean every day and every night. People still go the next day and throw papers and bottles on it. I think it's intentional, but you can't do nothing about it. Some of our Bahamian people are just, I call them nasty. That's just the way we go. We bring our culture from areas where we came from, and we bring it to the new place where we are. But I've not seen the representative for Pride Estate, which is Garden Hills, Mr. Mario Boleg, since he went in other than twice. And he seems to only come to Pride Estate when we in Pride Estate are having some function on the park for the children or the grown-ups. He shows us.
You saw him twice? That's a lot. Some people haven't seen ever, only in posters.
Right. We see him traveling all over the place on an House Assembly, banging on the table and everything.
Well, at least you're seeing him there.
Before the election, he was around here trying to solicit our votes and everything. Me and my neighbor behind me, we motivated, we promoted him. We did everything for him to get elected. He went in unopposed. Didn't lose one polling division.
Let me ask you this, Spark. We had a lot of calls coming in, but let me ask you this. How often would you want to see the MP? What do you think?
I really don't need to see him,
So why are you complaining?
What I need him to do is keep his word. His word to me was I asked him to lend me an abaco to go round the 4-foot hole every 10 feet, and I would personally take out my money to plant fruit trees all around. Fruit trees now, what people could eat whenever things are in season. Visitors, the children and the adults, we could go to the park and pick bananas. And I've been doing that with the park, but I have not seen him ever again. But now the other day, I got a call, and this voice came and said, Sparky? I said, yes. You know what it is? I said, no, sir. I'm on the way to meet you. When I look, an entourage of cars pulled up into front of my house, and out came Rick Fox.
Oh, okay.
I shook his hand. I've watched him from he left the Bahamas to go off to school. I watched him because I was a Boston Celtic fan. When he went to the Boston Celtic, I watched him get 3 rings. Michael Thompson is also my first cousin.
Mm-hmm.
I watched him get 1 ring. We had a motorcade for Michael. We had motorcade for the Golden Girls, motorcade for the Golden Knights. We had motorcades for everybody. Rick Fox is a Bahamian with 3 gold rings. We didn't have no motorcade for him. But, you know, when he came around, he said, Sparky, what I want you to do, I want to go into that park in the front of that flag you put up there, and I want to take some pictures with him, with you. I say, you know, I've been voting PLP all my life. You know, when this hit WhatsApp is going to go crazy, and when that hit WhatsApp, everybody been calling me, telling me I'm a traitor, that I'm voting for Rick Fox, that I am not voting PLP no more. I said, hold on, I just took a picture with the man. He's the representative for the F&M. He got the right to come around to other people's homes and so forth, just like Mario Boleg. Mario Boleg don't come around here. Rick Fox is already in Florida State.
Okay. All right. Thank you for that. It sounds like a little deja vu for you. This is the same thing that happened to you before the last lay. This is when they know you, when they're not in the house. Not all, but some. But okay, interesting stuff. Let's hear another call. I guess, what does that mean? Does he believe Rick Fox? Caller, good morning. You're on the air.
Good morning, Dwight.
Hi, good morning.
Pop here. Good morning, Laverne. Happy New Year. Laverne? Happy New Year.
Okay, she's coming. She's going to connect with us in a bit. But
that's my favorite female talk show co-host on the Guardian radio station.
Okay.
Yeah, we love her. I would say especially good morning to Sparky, Rick Fox all the way. You mentioned something earlier about the 58-year-old. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
I say that's so sickening. I can't understand why us men will go that far. You think there's a reason why some people around the world suggesting that we should legalize prostitution? I mean, your own child? I mean, you could run hot. Then it's different from prostitution is some different things some other scientists or doctors are saying they suggest you do rather than, going that far to rape or hurt somebody.
Well, he was acquitted, and it was his stepdaughter.
Don't remind us that he was acquitted.
That's the case. So right? Because the article is saying
okay, go back to innocent until proven guilty.
No, but listen to this part again. Prosecutors...
don't do that, man.
I just want you to hear this. Prosecutors say that the woman lacked the capacity to consent to sexual encounters, but she is a mother.
Yes,
with a boyfriend.
27-year-old mother.
So none of this makes any sense.
Not too much.
Nobody and everybody here has some issues. But anyway, let's get. You want to talk about Rick Fox? Do you believe the Prime Minister?
Yes,
or do you believe
Rick
Fox?
What I say about that prostitution thing and some of because this in the first case we hear with fathers or this one. Man, that's so sickening. I hate to hear them kind of stuff, but I don't know what to do with them fathers. What was going through their mind? But with Rick Fox situation,
before you go on, whether you legalize prostitution or not, and people will still. It's not related. It's not.
You're
related
right with that, Dwight. You're right with that, Dwight. I want to suggest to the Prime Minister and Mother Pratt, the Governor General. I understand on the news, I listen to your news, and it sounds like she's visiting the prison. She always used to do that, and the hospital and stuff like that. But I wanted to please visit the children's home, where the babies is, the teenagers is, visit them and give them some inspiration and motivation. Prime Minister, I think you used to go to St. John's. I think on this morning, Dwight was mentioning that you say St. John's won the championship or something?
Yes, a senior
okay, he used to go to St. John's. I think on your news, a couple of days ago, it was reported he was there at the Queen's College there on Village Road, encouraging them people that they could make it and they could be some of the young men them. So I want to encourage him to either go down by St. John's or send people and see what St. John's will have a motorcade. Be proud, because there's many people like the Prime Minister who didn't go to SAC or Government High, went to St. John's. I believe that's what he see being to St. John's. Yeah, let's congratulate and celebrate them. Dwight, with Rick Fox, I believe he deserve a chance, an opportunity for the people to decide if they want him or not. All of this stuff, I wouldn't be surprised if the people them elect him in that area. Well, I just really wanted to say, to encourage the Prime Minister to go down by St. John's and Mother Pratt to go there by the place down there. And I'm glad to hear Sparky say he came with Rick Fox. Keep up the good work.
I don't know if that's what he said, but oh, sorry, Pauper. But he took a picture with Rick Fox, but he's not happy with the current MP. But okay, but I do want to hear from you again on what what's happening here? Why did the Prime Minister say this? Rick Fox is saying something totally different. What are we to make of it? Should we just not pay attention to it at all? Does it mean nothing? What do you make of all of this? Good morning, caller. You're on the air.
Good morning, Cousin Dwight. Good morning to your co-host, if you have one.
Hi, good morning.
This is Grammy Boy. Dwight, you know, my Grammy used to tell me, or instead of tell me, say, leopard can't change the spot. You understand me? So I don't care what they dress up as, put on necktie, put on yellow bow tie, black suit, they still a leopard. You can't change the spot. And every time I call this radio station and I hear things about PPL and the generating weekend, and it was bad choice and the LOI and all them lying thing like that, I tell you all, I don't believe nothing what they say.
Who's the they? Who does this apply to? Who's the leopard in the spots
here? Who are you talking about?
We talk about a couple people. You talk about all of them?
What was your opening to? Who gets smart GN at the street boy? Who would you open with this morning? Who say 3 days before?
Everybody has a different story. Are you saying they're both leopards or only one?
No, if my common sense serves me right, the man came back and refute what the other one, what the first one said. I never petitioned them for nothing. And that seems to be the trend with the first one. A scary trend.
Well,
you understand?
Like I said, as we continue with the animal, the animals here, there are a lot of foxes in this race, and so maybe he's talking about the wrong one. I don't know.
Yeah, this one may be a sly fox for true. That is what we used to say when we was growing up, sly fox. But I don't think the first person was talking about that fox. That is obvious. He's talking about some other fox. But Papa, I understand because I had a similar situation when I was much, much younger. In that I was petitioned before the court as well with what turned out to be a minor. But let me tell you something with the courts, right? When you see mitigating circumstances like I guess himself, buddy, you will walk off. So, you know, it's something called mitigating circumstances in that case. So I understand, even although it may be sickening. You understand? But Dwight, that is Grammy Boy's contribution.
Okay. All right.
Both this morning.
Thank you very much. I hope you're doing okay. You sound a little...
Yeah. I'm preparing to leave, like I said, in a couple of days. So I'll let you all know.
Yeah? Where are you going? To the States?
Yeah, man. I'm going to West Palm Beach.
Okay. All the best. Keep in touch.
Yeah, man. Thanks. All right.
Wow. Sad it has to come to that, eh? Boy, oh boy. Caller, good morning. You're on the air.
Dwight.
Hi.
I forget to tell you, say with this one or the next one saying it ain't no true and stuff like
right.
that. Saying mistrue.
Yeah.
This ain't the first time. At least it's a private conversation with the so-called. With our Prime Minister and this gentleman, Mr. Fox. And the bottom line is that I think we should worry about who lying and stuff like that, or who telling the truth and stuff like that. But it only shows that Rick Fox is very valuable, and the Prime Minister made him an ambassador to represent the Bahamas. You know, it's too much times this Prime Minister being saying things to them, but someone come out and say, well, it ain't true or whatever. Well, this is a private conversation. We leave it to God. We just tired of the lies and the mistruth and stuff like that. And people need to say what they mean and mean what they say and stop wasting people's time when the mic pushing in the front of their mouth.
Okay, indeed. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Let's take another call. Good morning, caller. You're on the air.
Hey, Mr. Dwight Strong. Good morning to you.
Hi. How's it going?
Well, you know, I'm doing well, man. I'm doing well. I'm trying to stay up to date, you know. But, Dwight, I want you talking about Mr. Fox and Mr. Prime Minister.
That's right.
Yeah, okay, because I see everybody talking about a whole lot of other things. But, you
There's
know,
a lot going on.
Yeah, we have the Prime Minister's track record saying that they can't trust what he's saying. The teachers are complaining they can't trust what he's saying. So, obviously, there's a level of mistrust coming out of the mouth from the Prime Minister. I don't know Mr. Fox, but I do know that I'm hearing negative things from the Prime Minister. So I believe the Prime Minister is not speaking the truth, and he's afraid. I think he's scared that he may have to use some means that we shouldn't use in elections to have to win. But I think he's lying, period. Now, what's your thoughts?
Oh, I'm asking you all.
All right.
I'll
Well, I
reserve
can say
my
it again.
comments.
I think, see, because in his practice, that's what he's been doing most of his life,
What?
right?
Now,
Okay.
you all are out of order. Let's like I said, it's probably confusion. There might have been something else. It could have been just asking how you doing. I don't know, right? Or another fox. All kinds of things it could be. Caller, good morning. You're on the air.
Good morning, Dwight.
Hi. Good morning.
And good morning, little Wayne, whenever you come in. But Dwight, does it make a difference? Because what I've been hearing from the last election, that his deputy prime minister, Chester Cooper, was trying to seek a nomination from the F&M.
You mean before he got nominated?
Right,
by
before he got nominated.
And that's a great point because they all do this, apparently.
They all do this.
Because the two parties don't have any real philosophical differences, so you could easily just join one or hop over to the other one, it seems. So, yeah, they all cast a wide net and see.
And like Fred Mitchell said, over the last 30 years, with the government going back and forth, a wise man will go to the opposition if he don't get into the government. Because the opposition have been winning the government for the last 30 years.
That's an excellent
So, Fox smart. And you say me and Martin win 30 seats again? That's the third time.
It's crazy.
Yeah, and we can't even get 2 times back to back because of these choky leaders.
Isn't that something? My goodness. Thank you very much. Appreciate your contribution this morning. All right, let's get some more calls and then we'll get to text messages. And there's a whole lot more I want to get to in the news this morning. But caller, good morning. You're live.
Yes, good morning.
Hi.
We talk about these candidates, right? I'm sure you have read the Epstein files, right?
Some of it, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, pertaining to the Bahamians in it.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Right. So, I mean, come on, man. I probably only read it. I didn't read it enough, right? Because that portion, because it seems like we have a candidate being accused, you know what I mean? Being accused in these files of trafficking of women and arms, man. Come on, man.
Accused somebody said something, it doesn't mean, and there are no charges. There are no charges. So, but it's just allegations, and so it's not really. You know what I mean? It's what can you do? It doesn't necessarily mean anything.
Right. What I'm saying is, right, we all, you know how many times Rick Fox, people scrutinizing Rick Fox about his nomination. You understand? I mean, you have a prime minister of the UK under pressure of using his prime ministership just for nominating. I mean, not nominating, appointing a, what you call it, a U.S. Senate, what you call it, an ambassador of some sort.
Right. Yeah.
And we have you understand me, just for being mentioned, I mean, and the way these people are being mentioned. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no big
Come
deal
on, man.
here.
I don't understand that. You know, where's the investigation? You know what I'm saying? Where's the investigation? Where's the debate? I mean, you know what I mean? The comprehension. Who's with the different comprehensions, understanding of this file, you know, mentioning these people?
Yeah.
I mean, what are we doing in this Bahamas? Every other country, they doing it in the UK, whoever's in the files. I mean, and especially in this manner. And the manner and the contents that these people, are mentioning, and what you're saying, they interview these people. And they say, what do they say? They say, well, they don't talk foolishness.
We have different standards here. We have obviously, very different standards here, and what will freak out the rest of the world is just like, oh, no big deal here. So we're a very unique set of people. Just like that story I read to you earlier. That's some strange stuff going on, and I don't get it. I don't get it. Thanks for the call, caller. Good morning. You're live.
Morning, Dwight, and good morning to Laverne. Dwight, this is one of the reasons why many Bahamians do not like using even the term honorable, because, like you said, it seems as if we in the Bahamas have different types of standards here, and in fact, it's a litmus test of a person's integrity, because even in many places, even if you're suspected or there's a serious allegation, most persons will step down and move aside so it does not distract from either what the party is doing or what their organization is doing, whatever. But that doesn't happen here in the Bahamas. It seems as if you would have to go to the next place. A person on this side there would do something, and then on the next side, when they try to do something, then there's a big outroar. There is no true accountability and appreciation for bringing evenness and balance to our systems. Everybody in our political sphere, and when I say everyone, I'm talking about persons in our political sphere, keeps playing these same old games. But I don't blame them. I blame we, the Bahamian people, because we don't demand true accountability and have people stand up and face the stuff that they're being accused of and clean the slate, so we have a proper understanding of whether what they're accused of is actual factual or fabrication.
Yeah.
This is what we have to do. But hey, I'll continue to listen.
Okay, thanks a lot. One final call on this before we get to your text messages. Good morning, caller. You're live on the air.
Yes, good morning, Dwight.
Hi, good morning.
The Prime Minister says all sorts of things, right? And you can remember when they said that someone had called his office and had threatened him in February 2023, right?
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Well, they refused to answer my letter, and Valentine's Day will make 3 years and 3 months.
Is that related to why you brought up the call? Why did you?
Yeah.
It's related?
Everything is relative, right?
What? Okay, you what? Okay. Boy. Caller, good morning. You're on the air.
Dwight.
Hi.
Dwight, man, you see how he had the sentiments from the callers. I, too, on that line of not believing anything what this Prime Minister said, because, for the last almost 5 years, if I could find one truth, then he had me, right? But back and forth, it's like the Prime Minister continue to believe that we don't have no ability to see nothing. I don't know if we think we under some type of spell. But the Prime Minister, he don't need to get his act together, because that could never happen. He needs to just call the general election so that if so that the Bahamian people can move on from this hurricane called the New Day government, right? Because they just spinning out of control, right? And we really need to bring this to an end. Now, we're going to relate to Rick Fox. Rick Fox, that's another character, but he has this right to do what he because he is a Bahamian, so he has the right to run for whoever he wants to run with. I'm just disappointed that after listening for the speeches that he is making, that he decided to go with the same problems that we are facing in this country, because these two antiquated parties, they do all in their power to ensure that there's no upward movement or no progress for the Bahamian people. Have a nice day.
All right, thanks a lot. All right, let's read some messages before we go to the news. This person says here, I believe Rick Fox, and I hope Mr. Fox does not come down to the PLP's level. What? Squander? Wow, hearing that makes it worse. Maybe the system should change so that independents can get things done in their constituencies. Or maybe we the voters should not be bribed by our ex. Then manifestos will matter more than T-shirts. This is in response to what Rick Fox said. The Prime Minister told him not to squander his chances by running as an independent. The Prime Minister doesn't cease to amaze me. This ain't the first time the Prime Minister said something, then came back to the meeting and said he didn't say that. This person says here, why didn't the Prime Minister say last week that Rick Fox sought a nomination from the PLP? He shifted to saying Rick is exactly where he wants to be. It comes across as contradictory, almost like the wolf crying sour grapes after the fact. Okay, we've got a whole lot of other messages. We'll get to those after the break. A lot of people talking about the Epstein files as well. And there's a lot more news to get to. This is a Thursday morning here, Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. Stay with us.
Anxiety keep on trying me. I feel it quietly, juggler, natural hustler. Think I need a smuggler up in Russia. You could be my butler, shine my cutler. Shout out to Oyenda, that's the guzzler. Okay, next thing, my life is a wet dream. I call it a sex scene. The bag is a nice tease. I tried to escape. My life is an X-ray. I'm sorry, a sex tape. You only get one take. Quiet on the set, please. Rolling anxiety in 3, 2. Anxiety, keep on trying me. I feel it quietly, trying to silence me.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Fresh news, smart talk, all day.
Welcome back to Morning Blend here on Guardian Radio 96.9. We are streaming live on GuardianTalkRadio.com and on the Guardian Radio app for smart devices. We're also on your televisions on Cable Bahamas Channel 969 and BTC Flow Channel 612. You can tweet us at Morning Blend 969 or Facebook.com/Morning Blend 969. Text us 422-4796. Standard text rate supply. And now at 8:24, time for another check of your weather for today, brought to you by Sherwin-Williams. So we've got a dry air mass reinforced by a deep ridging pattern that's going to maintain generally pleasant and comfortable conditions today. Meanwhile, a weak cold front approaching the Bahamas may help to spark a few isolated showers through tonight. Breezes will gradually ease across the country as the surface trough weakens over the next few days. So that weak cold front is going to settle into the region overnight and into Friday. That's going to bring a few additional rounds of showers across the northern islands as it dissipates. Behind it, high pressure will build through the weekend, ushering in warmer temperatures and occasionally brisk breezes. By Sunday, a developing low pressure system off the U.S. East Coast will drive another frontal boundary towards the area. That system may introduce a more active weather pattern, primarily across the northern islands. That we should expect that before high pressure returns and more stable conditions are reestablished by midweek next week. For today, though, there is a moderate risk of rip currents for all coastal Atlantic waters, and beachgoers and swimmers are asked to exercise caution in those areas. So for today, most areas looking at partly to mostly sunny conditions, turning fair tonight. A bit more cloud cover for the southeastern islands, but only a 10% chance of light showers across the whole country. High temperatures gradually warming up, as we said. We're looking at highs in the upper 70s, close to 80, and that's near 25, 26 Celsius. Overnight lows in the mid to upper 50s or low 60s for most areas. In your extended outlook for Friday, a mix of sun and clouds, turning mostly fair at night for the northern half of the country, mostly sunny, turning fair at night for the southern half of the country, a 10 to 30% chance of light showers for the northern and northwest Bahamas. By Saturday, a mix of sun and clouds for most areas, turning partly cloudy to cloudy at night, still elevated rain chances, and that's going to hold straight into Sunday. By Monday, partly cloudy throughout the day for the northern half of the country, and a mix of sun and clouds for the central and southeastern islands. Even higher or slightly elevated chances for rain and thunderstorms in the northern half of the country come Monday. That's your Morning Blend weather check, brought to you by Sherwin-Williams. If you're looking to paint, your local Sherwin-Williams store has top quality paints, expert advice, and everyday discounts to help you save, only at Sherwin-Williams. And time for a look at traffic, brought to you by NUA Insurance. A reminder of the work going on Carmichael Road, and that is between, most of that continuing between 9:30 a.m. and 2:30 p.m. each day. That's expected to continue for the remainder of the week. So keep that in mind. You might want to avoid that area if you can, or at least follow the posted traffic signs. In your real-time traffic right now, the usual hotspots are Mile Butler Highway. Heavy traffic as usual northbound from well south of the Fire Trail roundabout all the way up to Tonic-Williams-Darling Highway. And you're going to be seeing traffic backed up along Tonic-Williams-Darling Highway as well, and especially to that roundabout. And the six-legged roundabout, we're seeing some slow-moving traffic if you're heading northbound on New Providence Highway, all the way up to the roundabout, John F. Kennedy Drive, a bit of congestion eastbound as well. And some slow-moving traffic on Saunders Beach at West Bay Street, eastbound to New Providence Highway. West Bay Street, as usual, seeing that traffic continue into Nassau Street, that area congested if you're heading westbound at this hour. Elsewhere, we've got Blue Hill Road. Very heavy traffic northbound for you, especially near St. Vincent and Carmichael Road, all the way up to Independence Drive. And Independence drivers are going to be seeing heavy west and eastbound traffic, both directions, between the roundabouts at Blue Hill and East Street. Soldier Road's going to be busy with East Street and near Windsor Place and Old Trail, and all the way up to Prince Charles Drive, Robinson Road, which is seeing very slow-moving westbound traffic from Beatrice straight through Robinson up to Marathon East-West Highway. Eastern Road also slow-moving westbound traffic from just west of San Souci up to Johnson Road this morning. And heavy slow-moving traffic on Carmichael westbound to Coral Harbor Road. Those are your hot spots right now. That's your real-time traffic and your morning blend traffic alert. Brought to you by NUA Insurance Agents and Brokers. Get a quote however it suits you by your nearest branch or get an instant motor quote online at nuainsurance.com. Quick decisions, quick questions or big decisions, NUA's got you covered. And we are back with Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. Dwight, Strachan, Laverne Gardner, normally with us on Thursdays, but she did call me before the show. She had to go to the hospital because her adopted son admitted, and getting the very sad news now that he has passed. His name, Dwayne Watson, Laverne and her husband, Mark, their adopted son, and she is not doing well, of course, and we wish her and her family and Mark and everybody all the best. Our condolences, and we're praying for you, Laverne, praying for you. We're going to be back in just a bit. Stay with us.
Every day in a busy world, we have to do so much. Bank with CIBC and get that personal touch. Share your ambitions, let us help your dreams come true. At CIBC, you're at the heart of all we do. We're on your side, we're listening, we know the way you feel. CIBC, ambitions made real.
In the world of business, technology is not a choice, it's a necessity. And for businesses that demand excellence, there's only one choice for unparalleled support and cutting-edge technology. Custom Computers. You have challenges and we have solutions. Computing, networking, storage, and printing for enterprises large and small, aligned with premium brands like HP, Microsoft, Konica Minolta, and more. Get tech done the right way with Custom Computers. Call the Know-How team at 396-1101.
The following is a paid political message.
The future, vote for MacGyver, hey, 'cause she is a fighter. Kalani, hey, the future is brighter. If you need improvement, come join the movement, come join the movement. Hey, you're looking for change, find it here. You're looking for justice, find it here. You're looking for truth, find it here. Vote for MacGyver, she's here for you. See everybody in Kalani, change is here. Hey, hands in the air. See everybody in Kalani, vote for MacGyver. She is a fighter.
That was a paid political message.
Are you or someone you love in need of at-home care support? Maybe you require medication administration, mobility assistance, or post-surgical recovery support? Do you have a loved one who is suffering from Alzheimer's or dementia and need patient-centered support? Well, there's a caring, affordable, and trusted solution available for you. We have certified Bahamian nurses and caregivers, and we can provide both hourly or monthly rates. Call us now for a free consultation at 242-810-8995. At Assurance Home Care, we provide quality care you can trust right at home.
Planning for retirement can be overwhelming, but with CFAL, it doesn't have to be. We offer tailor-made individual, group, and pension solutions that take the guesswork out of retirement planning. Whether it's for you or your company, don't leave your future to chance and let the trusted hands of CFAL's experts guide you toward peace of mind and financial stability. Low upfront costs and affordable monthly payments make it easy for you to build wealth so you can live well. Visit us at cfal.com to start on your path toward financial freedom. CFAL, growing wealth for future generations.
Here's the sure-winning art store moment from Shelley and Dee Dee.
We're the only full art store in the Bahamas. If we don't have it, we make a list, and trust me, our boss can get that. If you need that, he can get that. You can find sketchbooks, acrylics, the canvases in all sizes, stencils. We have the Angelus that they use on shoes and letters. We're the only persons in Nassau that carries the Montana spray. We have the Krylon sprays, watercolor and paints, the oil, chalk paints, the alcohol paint, metallic paints, the little Floetrol, and we have cleaning products for the artists, thinning products for the artists, and Crayola colors, and glitters, pencils, the Posca markers, and pastels, oil, and the acrylic pastels, dyes. We also have airbrush paint. I didn't forget that part of the movie. Gift sets, hobby
Gumbo. But art supplies. We have a lot of them. Sherwin-Williams Art Store. Find colour in every day.
No one likes a fender bender.
Oh, man.
From a little scratch to a full mashup, NUA Insurance has got you covered with auto insurance tailored to fit your needs and budget. For affordable rates with free on-site accident assistance, visit us online or in branch and just ask us. NUA Insurance. Ask us because we've got you covered.
Screening for colorectal cancer should begin at the age of 45. Reduce your risk for colon cancer and schedule your colonoscopy today at reduced prices for the months of March and April at the office of Dr. Harold Mullings, located next to Princess Margaret Hospital. Call us today at 328-5550 or WhatsApp 816-1417.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, streaming on GuardianTalkRadio.com and the Guardian Radio app, Nassau, Bahamas.
We are back with Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. Dwight Strachan with you on this Thursday morning. We got a lot of your text messages to get to. Move on from this in just a bit. But just want to Rick Fox says he did not speak to the Prime Minister about getting a PLP nomination. But the Prime Minister says he did just a couple days before he was ratified by the FNM. We're wondering what's going on here. Is it important? Does it speak to character on somebody's part? Because one is saying, Rick Fox says it's not true. What are we to make of this? Is it just politics? This is how it goes, or does it speak to a bigger problem? Let's get to these messages. Callers, we'll get to you in a second. This person says here, I believe the Prime Minister is telling the truth and Rick Fox is acting, pun intended. Prime Minister said the same seat he wanted, that he wanted Killarney and St. James. It's the same seat that he wanted under the FNM but didn't get it. But he couldn't go back to the PLP, so he had to settle for Garden Hills. Okay. This person says here, it's true. He did say he'd never heard anything about the fuel hedge. Which one? Oh, okay. These are previous things from the past. Yes. This person says here that Prince Andrew had to step down from a lot of the things he had to do just for being named and being associated with Epstein. And he was never charged. Interesting. Now, the texter says here, Sebastian should do what Peter Turnquist did and step aside. Wow. Okay. Garden Hills has never had back-to-back MPs. Okay. Okay, sure. Those of us who are brave should be brave and try to pull a Mia Motley snap, snap, snap. This is a riddle. What's this supposed to mean? Okay. Sure. This person says here, deepest condolences to Laverne and her family. Yes, indeed. Absolutely. Absolutely. Lots of condolences pouring in for the Gardners. Indeed. Caller, good morning. You're live on the air.
Dwight, thanks for taking my call.
Hi.
Hi, Dwight. If I don't want to get into politics business, but I want to. I got 2 points. If I can piggyback on what Delvo was said earlier, right? Dwight, these politicians tend to make this Westminster system as a football, the football match to match their outcome of whatever they want to achieve. I've been living in the UK for quite a long time, Dwight. Live under the Westminster system. The Westminster system simply means that if the controversy warrants a distraction to your government, then the person involved should resign. It has nothing to do with innocent or guilty. Okay, like they always say, you're being acquitted, okay? It has nothing to do with innocent or guilty. If it's a distraction to your government, the person should resign. That's why Sam is in trouble today. Okay?
So who are you talking about? Are you talking about anybody in particular?
Well, okay, yes. Let me go to the member for Abaco Cornish, who they reappointed, okay, to run. And also the F&M part, Agent Gibson. Okay, to make it clear. Okay?
Those are only two you're talking to. You're talking about.
Yes. The government, their party, they should resign. That's what the Westminster system is designed for. That's why Starmer's in trouble today.
Yeah.
Or he's under pressure. Number two, yesterday, Bahama made an announcement about their new development. Where they had a groundbreaking, which was impressive by all of the PM and opposition, everybody.
Yes.
Okay. I have heard many developers said, they're going to bring this restaurant where they're going to serve Bahamian this and the Bahamian seafood, fresh seafood, Bahamian this. Now, if Bahama do not put a fresh marine tank in that place that have the fish that's actually swimming from our waters, whereby guests can go and say, give me that one, and it's sent to the back and they prepare it, then they're serious, okay? Because many times they come with this thing, but they can serve fresh Bahamian food, and those fish are imported. So if they serious or to impress me, put a fresh marine tank inside there. Have the fish swimming around, and the guests can say, give me that one. And they prepare that. Then they're serious.
Okay, right? Interesting.
I'm not too happy with that thing they had yesterday with Bahamian seafood. Okay, I'm not impressed.
Maybe you need to reach out to them.
I always speak to the power part, Dwight,
Yeah.
I don't,
Okay.
I don't cut it. Okay, buddy, have a good day.
Thanks a lot. I appreciate it.
Pleasure, man.
All right. Want to move on to a couple other stories. There's an interesting story about the police in the Tribune today. We're going to get to that in a second. Before we get to that, though, so we told you about this early in the week. Dr. Dwayne Sands, the F&M chairman, saying that building a new hospital is dumb. He said it's a dumb idea, this new hospital they're doing on New Providence Highway. And did you see the PLP's statement on this yesterday? Some interesting language we've been seeing from the PLP and even the Office of the Prime Minister. The statements are, similar to some of the language that we've been seeing from our friends to the north out of the White House. This is a new era we are in. People just, is it what, keeping it real, or just throwing it all on the table? Just whatever you say on the street, you put it on paper? I don't know. Anyway, so this is this came out yesterday. Statement from the chairman of the Progressive Liberal Party on Dr. Dwayne Sands in the new hospital. So, message to Dr. Dwayne Sands. This is, again, a statement from the PLP, man, the chairman. The only thing dumb about the building of a new hospital is your opposition to it. You have a bloody nerve to describe an investment in the health care of our people in that way. We are not surprised. As you've enriched yourself through your profession, you have simultaneously opposed every measure designed to help those who do not have wealth access health care at a reasonable cost. The hospital is bursting at the seams. When you were Minister of Health, you failed the Bahamian people through a combination of ideological nonsense, oh my goodness, and bad planning. You did nothing to improve the situation. You were a failure. In your personal conduct, you engaged in hijinks to entrap your political opponents, and in the process violated your own COVID rules to the point of losing your job. You also opposed national health insurance. Make no mistake, Dr. Sands, you are, in major part, the author of the destruction in healthcare in which we find ourselves today. You are Dr. No. Your party is at it again. No to independence. What now? No to national insurance. No to the Royal Bahamas Defense Force. And now no to a new hospital. It is best for you and your party on health care to go quietly into that good night. As for the PLP, we see what it costs to treat strokes, dementia, home care needs, physiotherapy, lupus, sickle cell disease, diabetes, and hypertension. We mean to fix these problems. There's nothing dumb about that. Wow, okay. Almost feel like I need a shower after reading that. But hey, what? Okay, that's some interesting stuff there. Well, what do you make of that text? That statement. To get a point across, to go that deep, some might say low, for someone who's giving an opinion. Or are they right? You're opposing for the sake of opposing. What do you make of it all? 323-6232. 325-4316. 325-4259. Call us toll free. 242-300-5720. Tweet us, Facebook us, text us, 422-4796. We'd love for Dr. Sands to call in to respond to it too. What do you make of all of that, folks? That language, you feel comfortable with that? Or you got to say what you got to say? Is that how it is? What are we doing? Let's take this call. Good morning, caller. You're live on the... Okay. Here's some text messages. This person says here, when did Fred Mitchell become the voice of morality for our country? Please, sir, stop it. This person says here, please encourage your audience to register as time is winding down. These people have to go. Okay. Why does it seem like some people are trying to change the narrative concerning Rick Fox? We're back to this. It was never really about his eligibility to run. That hasn't come up today. I don't know what you're talking about. But about his work or lack thereof. What many are trying to see done to assist. I mean, are we doing that about everybody? Are you asking that of a lot of these people we've never heard of before? Why are we only doing that for certain people? It's very strange. Very strange. Caller, what say you? Good morning. Call us back, 323-6232, 325-4316, 325-4259. Hi, good morning. Are you there?
Yes, I'm there, Dwight. Dwight, you know, Dwayne Sands put all our lives in danger. You see, he should never be run any as a minister.
How did he do that?
He allowed the people in the country to bring this COVID on us.
Please stop. Please. That doesn't even make sense. That's not what happened at all. Caller, please. Go back and get your talking points sorted out. That doesn't make sense. Not at all. This person says here the PLP chairman's statement was very unprofessional. This one says here, make it make sense. They have money to build a new hospital but can't fix the old one. They want to bring back 47 retired nurses and 50 from Ghana but can't pay the nurses they have. That's not true either. They are paying them. It's just they were having an issue with overtime. Right? So that you have to have that cleared before you work it. It's not the same. But they are having lots of issues with the hospital. They indeed are, and a lot of those, many of the professionals are saying those things need to be addressed before you move on. But we're not hearing as much as we'd like on how they will do this at the same time. How will they staff this? How will they equip it? You're having issues with gauze. You're having issues with the tools, the instruments that you need. How's that going to work? How will that change in the 3 years it takes to build a new hospital? Lots of questions remain. Not saying it's a bad idea, but how will this work while the other one is supposed to be functioning? Caller, good morning. You're on.
Good morning, Mr. Dwight.
Hi, good morning.
What my concern is regarding that hospital deal, okay, is the timeline. I know from communications, Dr. Darwell said that the hospital would take about 3 years to build out. Then they would then work on repairs to PMH. So in the time between the new hospital is being built and operating the existing hospital, how are they going to fix their current problems? Are they fixing the current health issues? This is my question. And why didn't they come up with a comprehensive plan to improve the current clinics, along with now improving the current hospital, and then think about, I guess, working in stage with the new hospital, which is, I believe people are saying, is a specialty hospital specifically for maternity.
Primarily for maternity and neonatal and children, primarily. Right. Mm-hmm. But I mean, okay, so I think people are taking what Dr. Darwell, and I really can't speak for him because we're trying to get him on the show, and that's proving to be very challenging. But I think people are taking what he said too literally. It's not like there'll be no work done on the hospitals in the 3 years they're building the new one. I'm pretty sure they don't mean that. But he did say that after that time, when they finally finish it, that they'll be able to do, I guess, more comprehensive work on the existing hospitals.
Because my thing is, we need a hospital now, We hear the concerns, people witness the concerns, but then it's as if he's not speaking to that need. We can't pay that. I spoke to a nurse yesterday. It's difficult to make a decision on who do you choose. The nurses deserve to get paid what they're asking for, but they do deserve to come to work to attend to the sick and those who are in need. And so they put us in these. They put the citizens in the middle. And that's what confuses me. Right. What is good governance? What is thoughtful planning? And then effective implementation.
Mm-hmm. And these are the things we're all wondering about. And as you've been saying all week on the show, the government, the Ministry of Health, definitely, thanks a lot, caller, need to do a better job of expressing to us how this is going to work. There's a lot of talk, but where is the plan, as you mentioned? Where is the plan, the comprehensive plan for the new hospital and the old ones and everything? Desperately need to see it. Caller, good morning. You're live.
Yeah, good morning, Dwight. I had already echoed those sentiments with the previous caller just said, but just to reinforce what I've already said, Dwight, do these reporters ask Dr. Darwell about his immediate plans? Medium-term goals for the hospital?
The problem is not the reporters. The problem is not the reporters. It's trying to get information is very difficult.
Yeah,
very
because,
difficult.
We can't just, when you look at what's going on in healthcare right now, Dwight, what do you think is their most pressing concerns? It's a whole compendium of them, but you think the specialty hospital is what is needed at this time to address what's going on at A&E?
Why did you say A&E? You mean at PMH?
At
PMH in general.
These people end up, when they go to the PMH, they end up in A&E on a gurney.
I'm not sure.
Despite the ambulance using siren, I always ask, what's the purpose of using siren to get to the hospital? When you get there, you're going on a gurney and you're going to sit in the corner or wherever you got to go. Is that what we will have to deal with over the next 3 years in this hospital?
Well, that's a typical hospital process. You are dealt with in the order of the severity of your issue, not in the order you arrive, the order of the severity of the issue that you present with.
Which is true. But then, Dwight, growing up, we didn't have this problem. You know this. You could go to PMH, and we used to be complaining about waiting for 3 hours, 4 hours. Now you wait, persons go in there like today, they come out, they're getting served tomorrow in most cases.
Mm-hmm.
This is these are our pressing concern in healthcare, but it's not being addressed.
Yeah, well,
they want us to get excited over a hospital that's going to be completed 3.5 years from now to address the needs of women and children.
Primarily, it won't be the only thing.
About these things, but then, Dwight, on another matter, man, do these politicians, would these politicians be prepared to take a page or a mere Motley's 30 to nothing? Not once, not twice. Are they prepared to do this? What is she doing differently from what they're doing?
Well, you might need to ask the people of Barbados that question, right? Because
maybe you work in media. Maybe you could look at their you might be able to access a copy of her manifesto or what she would have done, and maybe you could share it. Because I can't access it.
That's a good idea. That's a good idea. But it might say more about the people or the opposition
exactly.
that they are defeated so soundly.
I would like to see what exactly what she proposed and what she put out. Because when you compare what's going on over there to what's going over here, KB's song will always be resonating in my head.
But would you really want something like that, though, where there's no opposition? Where they are defeated every single time? It's a little scary.
It's just scary, that she always, this is her second time, I think she has to appoint some of her people to make up the opposition, right?
Well, it's definitely her third time winning consecutively, but I know the first time definitely there was no opposition, and I'm not sure about the second, but definitely this time as well.
But this time, then there's no opposition.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So more than likely, she's going to have to appoint a few of her MPs on the opposition side to act as the opposition.
Yeah, she had to do it the first time, definitely.
Yes.
Yeah.
But it's embarrassing to see when you compare Caribbean and what she is doing versus what we are doing. These leaders can't even get a second term in office. And they are not prepared to deal. But then when you look at, I always say, we have no regulations in place to deal with what our issues, our pressing issues. No freedom of information, no anti-corruption, no ombudsman. No, how do you expect people? And then now you see this video coming out with the police. How do you expect you have low voter apathy in terms of turnout? These things are very important. You think because we have a problem with public trust in these institutions, you think, and you see what's happening with the way these politicians behave, you think that contributes to a low voter turnout?
I'm sure it has an impact. I'm sure it does.
But we need to have a strength in our democracy, and this is the only way we can do it. If the government of the Bahamas take a page and they move forward with the things that they say they're going to do, the anti-corruption bill, we need to have whether or not the Prime Minister needs to look at whether we're going to have a two-term fixed dates for general elections. These type of things are needed to gain public trust so we can have a high voter turnout. It shouldn't just be a high voter turnout because you want to quickly get rid and just see the backs of these politicians. It should be because you feel as if that your members of parliament or these candidates are going to do something to move the country and the people forward. But we're not getting this. All we're getting is a bunch of petty talks about who say they won't run and all. It's just, this silly season, Dwight, is going to be horrendous for persons who are part of the intelligentsia community. We need to have political live debates. We need to do some things, man. It's embarrassing as a Bahamian. I feel embarrassed that these people are being elected to the highest elected office in the land, and this is what we're getting.
Thank you so much, Cleaver. Really appreciate it. That's a mouthful there, but a lot of people sharing your thoughts and your views on that. Let's get through these calls, and I want to read these messages before we break for news. Good morning, caller. You're on the air.
Good morning, Dwight.
Good
I
morning.
got some questions for you. You say you believe, right, that he think this, he meant this, and whatever, Dr. Davo.
Well,
belief and knowing is two different things. But let me ask you a question. Do you think you could figure out what the Prime Minister say? He says, every time I come with an announcement for the Grand Bahama Airport, Michael Pintard say doesn't agree.
Well, that was hilarious.
Every time he come for the airport, every time he come for the hotel. How many times he came for each?
I think this is the same time that he said the thing about Rick Fox. So something was happening. I'm sure.
He's under stress.
It's a lot of
duress,
stress,
right?
Yes.
But let me just ask you a question. You can think about this and answer this after the break. I'm advising a friend. There's four slogans I want to use, right? Lie and deny, lie then deny and lie, deny then lie. Now, let me just say this. The fact that this aligns with the PLP is purely coincidental.
Mm-hmm.
Which one would you use?
I'm not getting into that, but I hear you. Wow, thanks for that. Appreciate it. Wow. Let's take another call. Good morning, caller. You're live on the air. Are you there? No? No. Okay, let's take this one. Good morning, caller. You're live. Okay. Yes. Good morning, caller. You're live on the air.
Hi, Dwight. Good morning.
Hi.
Again, listen, I listened to the previous caller before Clevo. Well, in fact, Clevo also mentioned it. And that is, a lot of these things that we've been asking for to be put into our policies and stuff, they are not being placed in there simply because they're actually being used for the benefit for a lot of the persons whom have been asking to have these things cemented in the Information Act is something the Bahamian people have been asking for quite some time, and still yet no amendment, even though there are political parties who said that they will look at it, they will pass it, and so on and so forth. The date it has not been passed. The ombudsman has not been passed. Repealing the not the Real Property, but the Persons Holding Act, that has not been repealed. And it's a myriad of things that is very important to the average Bahamian to survive in this country. We've been asking to revisit and repeal these things. They are not going to do it because a lot of these persons are benefiting from the systems being exactly the way they are. So it's going to be up to we, the Bahamian people, that continue to agitate, continue the pressure, get these people to listen to our voices and really implement those things that we are asking them to do.
Okay.
So that is about it. Thanks for taking my call.
Thanks a lot. I want to get through these messages before we break for news. This person says here, all medical professionals at every level have shunned the building of the new hospital. Environmentalists have also been opposed to the location of this new hospital. Okay. This texter says here, that statement from the PLP was low. I have no political affiliation, but I don't think that statement should have been so personal. The practicality of the new hospital, defend that with facts. It was like a high schooler wrote that. Come on, these are the people running our country. Yeah, and that's the thing. People have so many questions, and we're still not getting answers. We're just being told this will be good. But that's not good enough, right? This person says, in my opinion, the Prime Minister calling the leader of the opposition petty, and Fred Mitchell, but Fred Mitchell's calling Dwayne Sands petty, and Mitchell's always acting childish, sending out silly voice notes. Yikes. This person says here, speak to the expansion upgrade to the accident emergency that the previous administration left in progress that this administration never finished, or correct me if it has been finished. They're wrapping it up now. It's finally being completed. This person says here, the good doctor is a Bahamian and his validity as a healthcare worker, I guess, is always more comfortable and comforting to me. You think I want anyone without medical backgrounds speaking on this issue? Go deal with flying foreign issues and let us know how, I think they're trying to say foreign affairs. Is that what you're trying to say? Yeah. Mm-hmm. And let us know how all these migrants got here. I'm embarrassed by old politicians who barely know how to put on a pair of pants. Well, where are you getting that last part from, though? I'm not sure about that. Okay. Sounds like that statement was from Caroline Levitt. Oh, boy. Yeah. This texter says here, Rick Fox's platform put him shoulders above other candidates. He had opportunities that many others don't have and will never have, making the situation immensely different. What are we talking about? Okay. We need a new hospital, but should it be more of a priority than staffing, retaining nurses, changing the culture of corruption, and lack of accountability? Hospital or just in general, the last two there. Why not pay off your creditors so that we have consistent antibiotics? Why not open up all the wards so people don't have to sit in A&E for 2 days? And I do mean sit. Dwayne Sands is more of a politician than a doctor and often is misguided in his comments, but he can run circles around our current Minister of Health when it comes to understanding how healthcare needs to work. A new structure for maternity and child health will do nothing for most of the issues people experience when they go to the hospital. Well, this person says here, last I recalled, renovations started under the previous administration as well as securing financing for expansion. No one is disputing the need for a new hospital, but we haven't heard any plans for PMH. Because of Fred Mitchell's comments, I'm even more convinced that the PLP is out of touch. This person says here, 30% voter turnout in Barbados. Whoa, is it really that low? Really? It seems the majority of people don't care in that country. Wow, that's disturbing. I have to confirm that. 30? Boy. Okay, well, there you go. That's a cautionary tale. Right, Bahamians? Go to the polls because one party can win every seat. Good God. Anyway, the Bahamas is in the position of choosing which leadership would govern Bahamas for better future and development. Jehovah God Almighty will decide. My deepest sympathies to Laverne and Mark on the passing of their adopted son. Yes, indeed. Okay, a couple more. This person says here, tell Cleaver the people of Barbados are more educated, so you have more people demanding better governance. Again, I don't know if that's necessarily what's happening there, but okay. No, I'm not reading that text. That's going to open up a can of worms we don't need to deal with today. This person says the federal government of the United States have a complete case against you and the world. Oh, no, this is back to Epstein. No case has been brought, so let's not even go down that road. This person says here the PLP held a whole press conference for a former women's F&M branch head joining the party. They said she came from across the floor, LOL. And this person says, please note that many candidates and members of parliament over the years were employees of the government. Many of them had no major success in their careers, okay, or even in their businesses. Why are some people talking about a very successful man like Rick Fox? That was kind of harsh. This texter says here, Archbishop Drexel Gomez many years ago lamented the political tribalism in this nation. It colors just about everything. It causes some grown men and women to oppose just to oppose the perceived enemy or rival. Savagery is now common practice. What's more troubling about some of these pronouncements by Mr. Mitchell is the toxic and vitriolic tone, a tone that I ascribe to every executive in the party, including its leader, because that tone persists. In 2026, can we elevate the commentary? Can we temper the tone to be dignified? Can we change our language to bring ourselves higher as a nation? Starting with this election season. It might be a little late. But anyway, we use words like stupid and bloody and then wonder why our young people have no interest in voting. If our leaders are displaying kindergarten behavior and commentary, how can young eligible voters or anyone else be motivated to take them seriously? We need to seriously examine ourselves and change. Very well said. Very well said. I hope it's not too late. But it looks like we've already crossed a line. And, yeah. Oh, boy. Let's take a break. We'll go to the news. When we come back, we're talking with the Bahamas Development Bank. They've got a lot of exciting things going on. This is Morning Blend on a Thursday morning here on Guardian Radio 96.9.
Graveyard dirt in the bottle hanging in the tree. Every day passing by, men they tempted me. All the time they've been scared of me. They went out, they put a bottle in the tree. They make a fool of me. They put a bottle in the tree. And like this story they would tell, you touch that tree, your foot goes swell.
At Star General, you can go gold. Comprehensive car insurance covers loss or damage from accidents, fire, theft, and third-party liability. But the Gold package gives you increased coverage for rental car and windscreen, personal accident, medical benefits, deductible waiver, and 24-hour roadside assistance where available. Our Star General Gold package also gives you up to $2,500 for accidental damage to a rental car anywhere in the Bahamas. Go gold with Star General. Insurance made simple.
For over half a century, Hongxi has been reserved only for heads of state and world leaders. It wasn't just a car, it was a privilege. Easy Car Sales is proud to bring that distinguished heritage to the Bahamas. A new era in luxury electric, rooted in absolute prestige. It's for the few who demand freedom from the gas pump and first-class craftsmanship to see if you're ready for a taste of royalty.
Are you a Bahamian college or university student with strong research in an economics, finance, or business-related topic? The Central Bank of the Bahamas invites you to enter the T. Baswell Donaldson Research Competition for a chance to win up to $20,000. Top finalists will also be selected to participate in the Summer Research Seminar organized by the Central Bank. Submission deadline is April 30th, 2026. For more details, email exr@centralbankbahamas.com.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, streaming on GuardianTalkRadio.com and the Guardian Radio app, Nassau, Bahamas. The views and opinions of the hosts and guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the views of the management and staff of Guardian Radio.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day.
Good morning and welcome to Morning Blend Business on this Thursday, February 12th, 2026. Welcome back to our Morning Blend listeners. Once again, I'm Dwight Strachan, and this morning we are talking with the Bahamas Development Bank. A lot of exciting things happening there, always exciting things happening. Good. We're very happy to have back with us Credit Manager Alicia Butler and Credit Officer Candace Hall. Hi. Good to have you all with us. Good morning.
Good to be here, Dwight. Thanks for having us. We were just here a couple of months ago.
Right.
We missed you.
Yeah, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. You in the Fiji Islands, I heard.
Oh, I was on vacation that time. Oh, boy. Well, hopefully next time it'll be the Fiji Islands.
Definitely. But thanks for having us today.
It is always a pleasure.
Thank you
all right,
so much.
Remind folks about what it is that you all do and how you're different from other banks and other organizations that provide funding the way you do.
Absolutely.
Get a little closer to the mic, Alicia.
Oh, sure.
There you
sure.
go. Mm-hmm.
I should know this. So again, thank you for having us. As many of you listeners out there may or may not know, we are the Bahamas Development Bank. We are the government's catalyst for economic expansion. So we're always looking for new and innovative ideas that Bahamians out there have to offer. We have a wide range of products that we offer. We are industry focused, so that separates us from other financial institutions out there.
Yeah, and how long have you been around now?
So we have been around for 40 odd years. So we are new to the development bank, Candace and I. So I'm 6 years in, Candace is 2. But the BDB bank has great history.
Yeah.
We have funded quite a number of Bahamians. We've had some very successful with businesses. Of course, like any other institutions out there, we've seen some businesses that have not been so successful, even being funded. But we have some wonderful stories in all industries in which we fund. As persons out there may be aware, or may not, we are the funding bank for the mailboats.
Okay.
We have a focus on manufacturing products, products within the tourism space, products in the transportation space with a focus on tourism. We're always looking for good products in the agricultural space. So we have a lot to offer as an institution. So we're, again, always excited to talk about our products. This year, we are not going to talk about all of our products because last year when we were here, we talked about Airbnb. We talked about transportation and tourism space.
Right.
But today, we are very excited to be here to talk about manufacturing. So we've not talked very much about this product offering.
Okay.
And the purpose for us being here is we'd like to see more opportunities for funding under this space. We'd like to see more persons, businesses coming in the manufacturing space. And medical facility. We have not talked about this product before at the level and so now.
Okay, so those are big ones.
These are big ones. So we're calling on medical facilities, clinics, those businesses that are looking to construct a medical facility.
Everyone's talking about healthcare.
Yes,
this whole week the show's been dominated.
I heard you earlier.
Yep.
It's the conversation to have.
Right.
If you're looking to expand your business with equipment, replacing equipment, or purchasing new, advance your facility, the development bank is here.
Right.
So
this is it new, or is it just you're putting more focus on it?
We are actually putting more focus on. So we've always funded certain businesses in the services space.
Right.
So we don't, as a development bank, we don't provide funding for all types of businesses.
Right. Okay.
Anything in the retail space, we kind of stay away from that. Again, I said earlier, we focus on industries. And so medical providers come under the service industries, but we realize there is a demand for the replacement of equipment. We've been in conversations with quite a number of medical facilities in terms of moving into their own facility.
Right.
Or replacing equipment. And so we are here. We are a maximum of $250,000. However, we have seen some asking for amounts greater than, but less than $1 million. And I want you to know, if you are the sound of my voice, we are here to assist you too. So if you're looking for $600,000, if you're looking for $1 million for your facility, we are here to assist you.
All right, so that's the medical providers.
That's for medical
so
providers.
let's focus on that, and then we'll get to manufacturers in a bit.
Absolutely.
All right,
Absolutely.
So are there some categories under medical providers that would not be eligible, or is it you can make a case for it?
You can make a case for it. What we, again, stay away from is the retail side of medical facilities or providers.
Right.
So any item that's purchased for resale, that's inventory, we don't facilitate those types of asking. So again, equipment, construction of a new facility, small facility, the purchase of new state-of-the-art equipment, renovation or expansion for existing facilities. So this is for new and existing businesses.
Have you had much business like this? People coming to you, or do they think, are considering expansion or starting something new?
So that's a great question. So we promoted this particular product the end of last year.
Yeah.
And I have to say, we have received an overwhelming support for this product.
Okay.
So we got quite a number of applications at the BDB.
Yeah.
I'm very excited about
That's
these
excellent.
relationships. And so we thought to come into 2026 to continue with the promotion of this product.
Mm-hmm. So is there a cap, like where you we've exhausted all of our funds, or how does it work?
So the cap is $250,000.
No, I mean like for you all, like okay, we're oversubscribed. You have too many people have signed up.
There's no such
no.
thing.
Okay.
There's no such thing. I
Hey.
think the public is aware that we have been awarded some $30 million over a 3-year period. And so, like last year and this year, we're looking to liquidate some funds. That's what we do as a development bank. We're here to serve the Bahamian people.
Excellent.
And so there's no cap on how many applications we can take under this particular product. Not at all.
All right, so tell us about the process. If I have a clinic or I do some services and I really do need to replace that machine that I've had
Sure.
since 1980, what do I do?
I know, and quite a lot of them we discovered are pretty old.
Wow.
So, these businesses are recycling these equipment as best they can, and so this is why we want to promote this product. So we've only, application-wise, we've only received existing businesses' applications. And so that requires an executive summary, historical financials, quotes for the replacement of these. If they're looking for expansion or renovation, then you need contractors' quotes. So we try to make this process as not so onerous in terms of what these clients or future clients are asking for. And so we try to move very quickly through the process, particularly with these existing businesses that they already have skin in the game. They've been operating for quite some time. We know that there are equipment in their facility that they do need to upgrade. As the world is moving quickly, the upgrade of these equipments are moving quickly as well.
New technology.
Absolutely.
Things are changing rapidly.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Mhm.
All right, so that's for existing. What if you are new? What do you have to do?
So for startups, usually, we haven't seen any applications for startups, but the requirements are very similar. You need a business plan, a very extensive one with 3 to 4 years projections. If you are moving into a facility, that's a sales agreement, an appraisal on the building, quotes for the supplies, the equipment that you're going to need in order to operate in the very near future. Other than your KYC documents, those are the most critical things.
Okay, all right. How does that work? What
So
do we
interest
look at
rates are risk profile. They start at 8%. It can be a little higher. It can just you can maintain an 8% interest rate. And as a reminder, folks out here, it's business lending, so the interest rate is always a little different from consumer lending.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll get to manufacturing in a bit.
Absolutely.
If you have any questions for Alicia Butler and Candace Hall, give us a call. 323-6232, 325-4316, 325-4259, or call us toll free 242-300-5720. And this is throughout the entire Bahamas, right?
Yes, it is.
All right. We've got a caller on the line. Good morning, caller. You're live on the air.
Morning. I have a question for the lady from Bahamas Development Bank.
Yes, they're listening. Both of them.
Did the government, when taking in consideration of building this new hospital, reach out to you guys for a loan? I know it may have been a lot that they were asking for, but did they seek your services in getting a loan from you guys? That's one. Two, and if they didn't, did they at least seek advice from you all on who to get the loan from? Where to go to the U.S. or go to China?
Okay. All right. Thank you very much. I don't know if that's how this works.
So we are a financial institution. We are a government-owned entity as well. I don't think the government would seek our opinion on the construction of a facility, a hospital at that magnitude. Our maximum lending, our maximum for lending is $2 million. That would not assist the government at all.
And I think the first part you said was very important. This is owned by the government.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
go to yourself
Yes.
for money
Absolutely.
that you need for
Yeah.
something. Would that be nice, though,
It
if
would
you
be.
could?
Listen, it
wouldn't
would
you go to
be,
yourself?
yes.
Hey, boy.
But
boy.
the reality is
Yes.
otherwise, yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, so far you say you've had quite a few people already. Can you give any numbers of the medical providers who've come forward? And what can you say? What they're looking to do, or is that
Absolutely.
client confidentiality stuff?
So we don't have to call names. So we've seen we've had a number of facilities greater than 250,000. One of them is to replace a very important machine, and another, quite a number of them, is for equipment. Another one is actually to move into their own facility.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
So what do those numbers look like? They're probably in, let's say, high 2 million. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm just curious. To move into their own facility, they were looking for funding for the whole thing from you, or yeah, okay,
Yes.
and you're open
yes.
to that.
I
That
think
is
what
great.
people, so you go into a facility and you assume that those doctors own that facility, not necessarily. So one of the things that we've discovered is these persons are leasing these spaces, and so we provide the opportunity for the facility.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Good stuff. All right. So you said it earlier. Manufacturing, you haven't really focused on that much, and you're trying to encourage more business, more development in that.
Absolutely. I think if you ask me what product would be top for me to sell, it would probably be in the manufacturing space. I love authentically made Bahamian products. We at the development love to talk about authentically made Bahamian products. It is who we are. It is what we should be doing. It is what we should be considering in terms of owning a business. And so we, over the years, have not seen a lot of applications in this space. So we want you to know that we are here to facilitate your business.
Because they exist. They are out there.
And they may not know that we provide funding
Right.
for their interests. But we've seen one or two very large projects over the years in the manufacturing space. But manufacturing is broad. We don't always think about it as being so broad. You know, you have the coconut vendors out there. You actually have persons buying their product, not the coconut, but the remnants left
Right.
from using what is inside the coconut. So you have the bark, you have this shell, you have the inside and the out. So people are using this particular item, fruit, to manufacture products. I have some beautiful earrings. And so in the orange economy, you have manufactured products. You have businesses that are using the coconut. You have businesses, not so long ago, there was a groundbreaking ceremony for a company in Freeport for PVC piping. So you have concrete block making. So there are so many aspects of manufacturing that you can glean from and come up with a product that is authentic and Bahamian owned.
Right.
And when we think about Bahamian owned products, we have to also start thinking about products that can be exported
Absolutely.
out of this country that we can actually call our own on an international level.
Indeed.
So we are pushing this product because we want people to know that we're out here and we're here to fund you. You can borrow up to $600,000. However, I'm also excited to say we've seen one or two applications where persons were looking for $1 million. We are here to have that conversation.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Mhm.
Again, any limitations? Like, we won't consider this?
We
or
will not. We have no maximum in terms of applications we'd like to receive. We want all of you to come in with your idea.
Yeah.
We like innovation and we love creativity.
And again, if it doesn't meet your traditional definition of manufacturing, they just have to make a case?
Yeah, but you can't always go with tradition, Dwight. The world is evolving.
Yeah.
The consumers are changing. You have to move with the consumers as you also have to move with the world.
Yeah.
What are people looking for? What is it when tourists come to the Bahamas? What are they looking for? It has to be our stamp on it.
Right.
It should be.
All right, so let's talk about the requirements for this as well. Similar
Yes.
to what we talked about earlier with the
Very
medical providers.
similar. So if you are in the manufacturing space and you are an existing business, again, we just need an executive summary, historical financials. If you are looking to replace equipment, equipment is a big deal in the manufacturing space. You're making a product. And I just want to just plug this in here, Dwight. Manufacturing overseas is not the same as manufacturing an authentically made Bahamian product here.
Oh, boy.
Yes. And so we want to make sure that we have that
Stepped on some toes
understanding.
there. There's
I know
a lot of people.
I did. I know.
Oh, but that's a very important point to make.
And it is,
Yeah.
and it is. And so your business plan for new, your executive hills for existing, you need your invoices, your quotes. If you're moving into a facility, i.e., you're looking to expand your manufacturing facility, we are here to assist you in the construction of a manufacturing plant.
Right.
Yes. So we have some people working in just cupboard spaces or cubby holes, manufacturing products. When the demand is there, then you realize you need to expand. We're here to help.
Yeah. All right, so let's see. You say retail, you're not really in that space.
So retail really doesn't come under the manufacturing space.
But what if you make a product, like you make a big batch of it, a lot of it, and you do sell it too? Does that blur the line? I'm thinking cookies for some reason. And you sell it to, in your store, but also for other people. Does that count, or how do you see that?
We expect that whatever you're manufacturing, you retail it. You can wholesale it, you can retail it. Our interest in this space is that we provide you with an opportunity to purchase the equipment, to purchase the raw material, or to expand your facility.
Your ability to make that thing.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
What you do with your product, we get excited when you have a market for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Excellent stuff there. Again, call 323-6232, 325-4316. 325-4259. Call us toll free 242-300-5720. Talking with Alicia Butler and Candace Hall with the Bahamas Development Bank. You mentioned the orange economy. Some of that, there's some manufacturing with that as well. And again, anything that you're like, no, that's a bit of a stretch, or is it up to the client to make the case?
Yeah, that's up to the client to make the case. If you have, if we see where this is a viable opportunity, we will make the case for you. You see, so we don't always say no. In most instances, we have a conversation with you. We see gaps that we're able to discuss with you that you can close. We want to make sure that you stand a very good chance of getting funding. And so sometimes we have to send you back to the drawing board. But you have jam makers out there. You have straw bags out there. You have businesses like, I think it's House of Assembly, which have a beautiful product out there. And so we're not limited to one particular item in the manufacturing space.
Yeah, excellent.
Yes.
Let's take some calls. Good morning. Call, you're live on the air. Hi, we can hear you.
Hello?
Hi, good morning. You're live.
Hey, good morning. How you doing?
Doing well.
I'm calling. I just had a few questions I wanted to know. Let's just say that I want to go into the manufacturing field, and I'm a new. I want to start a new business, and I meet all the requirements. But what if I might have like a history of someone that have had issues with the law? Maybe I was in prison before. And then what about, let's just say I need an amount of about $250,000. Is there like a down payment that I need to make, or and what would be the interest on the fees that I have to pay? I'll hang up and listen.
Okay. All right. A couple questions there.
Sure.
Yep.
So thank you. Those were really good questions. So we don't sit in a space of discrimination. Everybody deserves an opportunity to rebound from circumstances. And I want you to understand that if you are willing and have the knowledge, and if you have a desire in your heart to become a business owner, we're not here to tell you we can't assist you. We are here to assist all Bahamians. And so that's not an issue for us at all. Interest rates, we risk profile. One of the things that we try to talk about is your history of borrowing, which can also impact your opportunity for funding, how you manage your affairs. We take that into consideration as to how you will manage a facility with institutions across the board that would say the same. So for you, one of the things that we look at is your background in terms of experience. I don't think this is a moment where I wake up in the morning and I have a great idea and I go to the Bahamas Development Bank. Every idea has to be developed. You gain knowledge, and in most instances, you have to have some experience. And so those are things that we look for. You're a startup business. You need a business license because the Development Bank does not provide funding to individuals. We provide funding to businesses only. And so you're going to have to acquire a business license specific to your funding need and the business model. You need a business plan. You need some quotes. But again, we need to know what experience you have in the manufacturing space.
Right.
Yes.
Okay. Let's take another call. Good morning, caller. You're live.
Hey, good morning. How you doing?
Doing well.
All right. So basically, my question is in regard to, let's say if somebody wants to do a large-scale manufacturing, right? And when it comes to concessions, bringing in raw products and stuff like that, first of all, available. And then the second question is, what if I am somebody that want to export my products? How then would somebody deal with that aspect of it in terms of exporting? Because I mean, when it comes to concessions and exportation, it seems a bit, difficult. Yeah. So if you could expand on that for me, I'd appreciate that.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Yeah, so I'm going to respond from the funding side. So we do provide in the manufacturing space funding for raw material. The business plan will give us an idea of your future intent for this business and the product. Whether you wish to export your product, you also have to find a market outside of the Bahamas for that. That's usually the second phase of your business. The first phase is to begin operation to manufacture this product. So if this product requires raw material, then funding is there for that as well. The export side of it, I can't say that I'm most knowledgeable in that aspect. We're just here on the manufacturing to ensure that you have an opportunity for funding to purchase equipment, raw material, so that you can manufacture this product. Again, as it relates to the exportation of your product, you have to discover or do some homework as to who you're marketing this product
I'm thinking
to.
that as you say that, and he's talking, that might be a business idea, right? A company that helps you to understand which concessions you might be able to apply for, and to help you to export your markets, right? Your products. So that could be a company. If we don't have it already. Caller, good morning. You're live on the air.
I'm sure we do.
We probably do. We probably do.
Yes.
Good morning. Hi.
I have a question for Ms. Felicia Butler.
She's listening.
I'm
yes.
listening.
If I wanted to go into farming, okay, I'm a small farmer and I want to go into, let's say, I want to do poultry at a higher volume and also swine. What will be my procedure to come to you to get funding?
Did he say swine?
Yes.
Oh, okay, okay. So,
and you are already a farmer.
Yes.
Yes. So we expect that you have a minimum of 2 years farming experience. We also, another prerequisite to funding is land, whether or not you have either ownership of the land or crown land. I think there's I'm not sure if you need equipment, but you have to make sure that you have access to a veterinarian as far as the farming of swines. So 1, you're going to need your farmer's license. 2, your existing, so an executive summary and historical financials we expect to have. For those of you who are listening, we just plug this in as well. If you are an existing business with a revenue over $250,000, the bank expects audited financials from you. So it's important to let you know that. And so the requirements, the prerequisites, similar to all of the other products that we offer. So your business plan or your executive summary, existing businesses, you're required to have 3 to 4 years financials, or for however long. Some persons have only been operating for a year. And so we'd like to see the financials, projections, if you're expanding your business, quotes for items you would need to purchase. But again, experience in this industry, agriculture is a necessity.
Okay. And you can get more information on the website, I'm sure.
You sure can.
Yep.
You sure can.
And okay, caller, hope you... good luck. Yeah. So got a couple messages on our text line. This person says here, what protections will customers have against folks stealing their proposals or ideas? This behavior seems to be a common practice. Okay. I'm
not familiar with the practice at the development bank, but a non-disclosure agreement can be executed between the bank and the applicant.
Okay. And you already mentioned this about the coconuts, but does this person's asking, does the development bank currently provide equipment? No, but provide funding for folks to purchase the equipment.
Absolutely.
For people making souvenirs in the coconut industry.
Absolutely.
So, yes, you need to get to the BDB.
You need to get to BDB.
Yeah. All right. So remind folks how to reach you, how to find out more information.
So one of the things we just discovered is that a lot of people don't realize or did not or have not realized that we have relocated. So there's a beautiful pink building next to Goodman's Bay that housed the development bank 4 years ago. Right. We have since relocated to Key West Street and Robinson Road.
Yeah, it's a very nice
So we
location
moved in the middle where we can always be accessed.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Right. So remind folks of your website and social media and maybe if there are numbers to call in, or can they just drop in to Robinson Road?
Yeah,
as
you're
well?
not required to have an appointment.
Okay.
There's an officer always available to sit with you and have a conversation. We have 2 locations. We have one in Grand Bahama And we have, we are the BahamasDevelopmentBank.com. You can visit our website to see what we have to offer. It's important that you stay on our website periodically because there are occasions where we're offering grants. We have some new initiatives happening at the Development Bank.
Yeah.
So, again, we are on Robinson Road and Key West Street. You can reach us at 702-5700.
Say that one more time, 702.
702-5700. You can ask for me, you can ask for Ms. Hall, but we have offices always readily available to serve you.
Excellent stuff. Anything else you want to, because you say there's a lot going on.
So there is a lot going on, and I'm sure there are listeners out there who's not interested in manufacturing, who's not interested in our products and for medical providers. So just remember, we have the tourism industry. We're always looking for exciting, innovative, and creative ideas in that space. We have the agricultural industry. We have the digital, which is the green space. We have the digital space. If you have a business in solar, remember solar can come under manufacturing.
Okay.
It's something I've not seen as yet. I'm sure it's here. We have, an association. So if you're listening, call in, see what we have to offer in that space. Airbnb, it's been the talk for the last year. So if you have some vacant land that you own with a conveyance in your name on the family islands, let's take the tourists to the islands.
Business, and you want to get a generator or upgrade a generator?
If you do, yes, in the Airbnb space, you have $2 million available to you for facilitating an Airbnb, up to $2 million in the Airbnb space, and that is in the tourism space.
Yeah, excellent stuff. Very exciting things, as always, with the Bahamas Development Bank. Alicia Butler, Candace Hall, you didn't say something before we go.
So we have it over there.
All right, Candace, I guess you can tell us about that one.
We want to quickly talk about that particular product.
Yes, so we have a funding facility for contracted works, and this product is designed to provide access to financing to companies, usually contractors who have assignable contracts. So these contracts can be government contracts, they can be contracts from major private firms. But what's so special about this product is that as long as the potential borrower is able to have those contract payments assigned to us, we don't need collateral. So traditionally, persons who are unable to access financing due to lack of collateral now have the opportunity to come to the bank and say, hey, I have this contract. I need some money.
Okay. All right. That is excellent stuff. Again, anybody who's a contractor.
Well, businesses, we usually see contractors apply for it, but we're able to offer up to 65%, and we can go up to $500,000.
Okay.
The funds can be used to procure subcontractor services. It can be used to purchase building supplies, raw materials, and the funds can also be used for accounting services.
Okay.
Oh, yeah?
That's pretty cool.
It is pretty cool.
Yeah, very exciting stuff. Right. Making life a lot easier for a lot of people.
We are, and if I may say so, Candace, we call this beautiful lady Candace. We didn't talk about collateral. So all of our funding requires collateral. But I'm always excited to say, we have partners like the Small Business Development Center who's able to assist us where clients have a shortfall. There is a process you still have to go through in order for this to be facilitated, but we want you to know that we do not reject you because you do not have a particular thing. We find ways to assist.
Okay. Indeed. Great stuff. Again, Alicia Butler, Candace Hall, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
Thank you
Bahamas
so
Development
much.
Bank, folks. The Bahamas Development Bank, BDB. All right, we're going to take a break and be back with our final few minutes of Morning Blend Business on this Thursday. Stay with us here on Guardian Radio 96.9.
Hey folks, thanks for your patience. We'll be taking off very shortly. You should be wheels up in about 40 minutes. And due to a bumpy ride, snacks and beverage service has been suspended. AC is giving us some trouble. Sorry folks. And Wi-Fi is out. And so is the entertainment. Yeah, I'm sorry about the smell, folks. We are aware.
I know.
There's one more quick note. We are going to have to deplane.
Come on! We're like the plane ride that isn't a nightmare. CG Atlantic Agents and Brokers. Good like that.
At CFAL, we understand that a secure future is the greatest gift you can give your employees. That's why our tailor-made group pension solutions are designed to fit the needs of both large and small companies. With CFAL, you can provide the retirement you and your employees deserve, ensuring peace of mind and financial stability for years to come. Join the many businesses that have already entrusted CFAL to create the right pension plan for their employees, and let us help you build a brighter future for your team. Visit us at cfal.com to get started on building wealth so you can live well. CFAL, growing wealth for future generations.
Southwest Plaza has so many stores, I've been trying to find a sensible way to list them all. There's CBS Bahamas, the Ashai Institute, BENC Snack World, Bamboo Shack Bahamas, there the Athlete's Foot and BTC, Games and More, John Bull Fine Threads, Alive, Bahari, Dairy Queen, 700 Wines and Spirits, Sandy's, Clarkson, Island Luck, Starbucks and Lowe's Pharmacy, plus Marco's Pizza and Lorraine. Southwest Plaza, what a wide array of stores. Southwest Plaza, stop by today and explore.
Struggling to find your financial rhythm? Make that move to Fidelity and let us help you orchestrate your financial goals into perfect harmony with free financial coaching sessions. Make that move today. Call 356-7764.
Fidelity, we're good for you.
Are you or someone you love in need of at-home care support? Maybe you require medication administration, mobility assistance, or post-surgical recovery support. Do you have a loved one who is suffering from Alzheimer's or dementia and need patient-centered support? Well, there's a caring, affordable, and trusted solution available for you. It's called Assurance Home Care. We have certified Bahamian nurses and caregivers, and we can provide both hourly or monthly rates. Call us now for a free consultation at 242-810-8995. At Assurance Home Care, we provide quality care you can trust right at home.
Are you a Bahamian college or university student with strong research in an economics, finance, or business-related topic? The Central Bank of the Bahamas invites you to enter the T. Baswell Donaldson Research Competition for a chance to win up to $20,000. Top finalists will also be selected to participate in the Summer Research Seminar organized by the Central Bank. Submission deadline is April 30th, 2026. For more details, email exr@centralbankbahamas.com.
Planning for retirement can be overwhelming, but with CFAL, it doesn't have to be. We offer tailor-made individual, group, and pension solutions that take the guesswork out of retirement planning. Whether it's for you or your company, let the trusted hands of CFAL's experts guide you toward peace of mind and financial stability. Low upfront costs and affordable monthly payments make it easy for you to build wealth so you can live well. Visit us at cfal.com to start on your path toward financial freedom. CFAL, growing wealth for future generations.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, streaming on GuardianTalkRadio.com and the Guardian Radio app, Nassau, Bahamas.
It is time for your morning business report brought to you by CFAL. The International American Institute for Cooperation on Agriculture says it continues to be committed to helping the Bahamas move toward being after donating agricultural inputs to farmers on Exuma and Long Island. Statement explaining that the donations were made to islands that were affected by Hurricane Melissa in October. The Integra Group says that the Black Point Community Development and Regatta Association has given them the green light to construct and complete the new Black Point Community Center Integra explained that the community center has been a long-standing priority for Black Point residents who will use it for both a gathering space and hurricane shelter. Integra Group CEO Felipe McLean saying that the building has always been part of their plans for Black Point. And the Securities Commission of the Bahamas warning against the long con for this Valentine's Day dating apps and other social media platforms. The SCB in a release saying it is participating in a worldwide initiative to raise awareness about relationship investment scams and the devastating impact they can have on investors' financial future. It says these scams are called various names, including romance scams, crypto investment scams, financial grooming scams, and pig butchering scams. A pig butchering scam is a long-term high-yield investment fraud where scammers cultivate fake romantic or friendly relationships and so gain a victim's trust. The fraudster fattens the victim by encouraging small profitable investments, then persuades them to invest massive amounts into fraudulent cryptocurrency platforms before stealing the funds and vanishing. And in your Market Watch, recapping trading on the BISX from Wednesday, your market movers, Colina Holdings moving 1,200 shares, closing at 1580, up 5 cents. FAMGARD moving 1,000, closing up 4 cents to 685. Finco moving 500, closing at 1620, unchanged. Focall moving 205, unchanged at $7. CIBC First Caribbean moving 80, unchanged at 1650. AML Foods Limited moving 50, closing at 665, unchanged. Consolidated Water down 8 cents, closing at 742. And Emira Incorporated up 7 cents, closing at 1203. The BISX All Share Index closing at 3,176.09. That's your Market Watch. And that is your morning business report brought to you by CFAL, growing wealth for future generations. And as we wind down the show, just a couple stories I want to touch on very, very quickly. These are two stories in the Tribune today. SpaceX could resume booster landings in Bahamian waters as early as next week, pending final regulatory approval. That's according to Department of Environmental Planning and Protection Director Dr. Rhianna Neely-Murphy. Dr. Neely telling the Tribune that environmental clearance has already been granted for the scheduled September 17th landing, but other regulatory approvals are still pending. She says, quote, there are actually quite a few bodies that need to sign off on their own regulation. You have Foreign Affairs, first of all, because this is two countries doing work with each other. You have Civil Aviation, you have BANSA, and I'm pretty sure they don't have all of their approvals as yet. But it could happen, so keep that in mind. And there's another story in here that we're going to spend a little more time on, I guess. A public dispute has erupted between the National Security Minister and the Police Staff Association over whether police officers can legally carry non-lethal weapons. That is a fascinating story. We'll get into that soon. But that is it for us today. Thank you so much for listening. We'll be back tomorrow morning with more Morning Blend and Morning Blend Business here on Guardian Radio 96.9. Dwight Strachan, have a great day, everybody. And let's keep our dear Laverne Gardner and her family in our prayers. Stay tuned for On the Clock with Aaron Green coming up next.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, streaming on GuardianTalkRadio.com and the Guardian Radio app, Nassau, Bahamas.